What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of Gunsmith Alley. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm enjoying making them. This is the first video, I think, with the brand new camera, full force, not mixed between my iPhone. So I hope you enjoy this new episode where we talk about the Wheeler analog trigger pull gauge. Let's get down to the tabletop. I'm gonna go over a few things on it and I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it, okay? Alright guys, so now we got this figured out. I've been actually trying to make this video for like 5 minutes here, just figuring out the new autofocus on the camera. So like I said, this is like an analog abacus type Wheeler trigger pull gauge. Wheeler makes a ton of great stuff. I'm gonna have a link in the description for this trigger pull gauge. It's very simply used for like a home hobbyist that likes to, you know, occasionally make a trigger job every once in a while, or they're just, you know, working on a precision build. This is a pretty decent option for like if you're on a budget, because all it is plastic. You get a metal rod right here. It spins. I'm gonna get to the pros and cons of this in a second, but it's very simply used. So it goes up to, let me pull this up here, make sure it's gonna focus, and yeah, there we go. So it goes up to 8 pounds, which really, no one really wants an 8-pound trigger pull. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it on this Glock 19 again, the Gen 3. It's definitely empty, nothing in the chamber. So all you safety Nazis, again, I'm not making any negligent discharges here. So, very simple. Now this little yeah, I'm blind. Yellow tab here, you always want, sometimes it's like going to be right here from the last trigger pull. Just make sure you always move it back up, because this is how it's going to indicate to you. Let's get that more in focus again. This is how it's going to indicate what you're going to be doing. So this is already, the striker's already cocked on this. Let's flip that around. There we go. Now this is why I don't use it this much. So make sure we get the dingus on the Glock. You have to hold it in place so it works properly. Now, and the white, I cannot see colors today, everybody. So the yellow tab is all the way up, which you want to make sure every time. So now we're gonna make sure it's over the dingus properly, and then there we go. Over the dingus properly, and then I'm not pushing on this, guys. I'm just kind of guiding it along. Okay, so that didn't engage the safety. Very hard working on this new camera, guys, so I appreciate you stopping by. Pull it. That's why is one of the cons right there. I'll explain that in a minute. Getting this on here accurate, precisely, is tough. So, again, big con here. This should not be 6 pounds. Should be a little bit under. The electronic trigger pull gauge that we used in the last video is a little bit more accurate, and you get averages too. So, push that back up. We're gonna re-engage the safety, or, you know, striker. Can't talk tonight, everybody. It's been a long day. But I'm glad you all are tuning in, making sure you guys see this. Now, the yellow tab this time, that's right, I got the color right. The yellow tab is pulled back. Make sure it's over the trigger shoe, and then okay. So now it's saying it's at 8 pounds. It is not an 8-pound gun. Now, you have to understand it's a little bit difficult working around a camera. So either way, this is constantly moving. This shoe is constantly moving. It's not that precise. Rather, with the Lyman one, it only goes 1, 2, or 3, 4 ways all the way around at 90-degree angles. So always making a 90-degree turn when the hook here is facing a certain way. Now, let's try this one more time. We're not trying with the Ruger Mark IV today because that'll be a little bit different. Now, try this one more time. And again, guiding it in. And see, it didn't even register. Did not even register. One more time just to be safe. Then we'll get to why I like it and why I kind of don't like it. One more time. Remember, finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Even if it's a dry gun. So, yellow tab is pulled up. I'm gonna try a different angle this. I'm gonna try a different angle this time. So. And. Yep. See? So, big yikes, everybody. So I'm gonna point this in a safe direction. Okay. Now, I got some problems with this. This is my biggest issue. When I was in college and we did, I believe it was basic firearms. I forget the nomenclature of the class, but at SDI we talked about just basic trigger repairs any gunsmith are gonna do. You know, swapping out like an Apex or working on a 1911. This would be even worse with a 1911. So that's probably my number one biggest pet peeve about this. For you just starting out and every once in a while, you know, having a demonstration of one isn't going to give you the best opinion, but I've swapped triggers out before. With this, I much prefer the Lyman. And I'm not trying to bash Wheeler because this is a great product for someone that's just starting out, but at the same time, this has got to go, man. What is that? I can spin this to the days old. You know, come on. Now, number two, and I'm not trying to bash this. I know sounds like I'm really bashing this product right now, but I'm really not. So, this is my other big pet peeve. So say, okay, it gets like 5 pounds. I go to pull it again. See my discrepancy here? That yellow dial stays there. Why do I have to push that up? You know, it's ergonomically, you have to like lightly pull it. You know, again, this is unloaded. You have to lightly pull it, as you can see, lightly. And when you get, I just whacked the camera with that. So when you get a trigger dingus right here, there we go. Again, I'm working on the new camera, guys, so I appreciate you sticking through. Hopefully the video quality and audio is better because I got a new mic. So, and it's looking like it's auto-focusing good. So, yeah, when you get a trigger dingus and you have something that is just do-do-do-do-do-do, like, no, it's not going to happen. There are rules here, everybody. So, that are my two big yikes, you know. As a gunsmith, you want to be precise with your triggers. You want to be precise in getting the accurate readings. So if you get a customer that is, say, looking to be in a PRC match, or even a pistol caliber carbine match, whatever competition, or just a hunter that wants a nice trigger pull when he's going to blow off a round at 300 yards at an elk or bear, Tyrannosaurus Rex, you name it, I don't know. You want the trigger to be light. So when you're thinking, oh yeah, I got a 4-pound trigger. No, you actually have like a 7 3/4 trigger. Because this doesn't move, and this is just not, I could use this as a boat propeller. Like, well, what is that? You know, this ain't gonna work. So, again, everybody, I'm going to have a link in the description. If you think I'm wrong, and this is you might say, oh, wow, maybe that's actually a good idea just for, you know, around the house for a trigger pull every once in a while. Yeah, go ahead and do it. But, you know, again, I'm going to have a link. It's an affiliate link, so if you do use the link below, it will be helping out the channel. I do appreciate it if you do use that link. I'm not pressuring you to, but, you know, again, that was one of the only main ways we support the channel. But yeah, the Wheeler trigger pull scale is a scale of 1 to 10. I'm gonna say it's about a I'm gonna go 3.5. Yeah, just about a 3.5. Not a big fan. Honestly, and this is very inexpensive too. So I'm not gonna put the price on the screen because at this point I was told that I don't want my videos getting taken down. This is kind of very long, I can already tell, but you know, I want to tell you guys really what if it's worth buying or not. Again, you might think I'm full of BS and I don't know what I'm talking about, and I try not to say, hey, I went to school for this. I know. I'm not an expert. I don't even consider myself an actual gunsmith. I consider myself a guy that went to gunsmithing school and is learning his trade, and I'm bringing you guys along my journey. And right now, this journey is that this thing is not the best to have on the bench, but in a pinch, while you're waiting to buy batteries or something like that, this can, you know, get you through a couple Glocks or M&P trigger swaps. So let's get back up top, and we'll close this video out. We appreciate you swinging by for Gunsmith Alley this week, everybody. So you're going to see me in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Boom. Alright guys, so as you can tell, I'm not the biggest fan of the Wheeler, but you know, for these guys that are out there starting out, they need to get their tools right. They need to make sure they can afford these tools. You want to make sure that inexpensive trigger pull gauges can actually help you out when you're first starting out as a gunsmith. I started off with this when I was in college, and you know, yes, I've yet since upgraded to the Lyman electronic trigger pull gauge. I think starting off with a Wheeler one like this can help out. Granted, this is not kosher. What is that? That's like it feels cheap, but again, for the measly price of what it's afforded for, definitely consider picking one up just for having it, you know, as a backup. Say you're waiting for a battery or something like that. So we appreciate you tuning in this week, guys. We got a lot more content down the way. Have a good one.